To be able to secure your CEU certificates and access them immediately, here are a few steps to take. First, locate a cloud storage space that will permanently be yours. Never keep your only copies on a company server. I know a number of people who have saved their emails with the attachments of the certificates, or they have put their certificates, archived them onto the company server. The problem is that that server belongs to the company and they can do whatever they want with it and to it without being required to notify you first. So if they decide that they're going to delete the files, they're going to perform some kind of maintenance in which, oops, all the files are suddenly lost, or they have to reboot the system, or they decide to start from scratch, they're not required to notify you first. Should they back up their files? Of course they should, but things don't always happen the way that they should. That's why it's very important that you have copies of your certificates in a place you have permanent access to. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that a company has the right to block all of your access to files. And once again, they don't necessarily have to give notice, especially in the event that you might resign, or what if you get fired? What if you're involved in an HR related situation? Or what if there are hackers out there and they've possibly compromised the company's servers? All sorts of security could be put into place in which you do not have access to your files. Therefore, select a digital space where you have permanent access to your records. Now, you could use a flash drive, but those can be lost or they can stop working. The best place currently to use as storage is through password protected cloud storage like Dropbox or Apple's iCloud or iDrive or some sort of similar service. In the link below, you can take a look at other recommendations. The great thing is when you use these services, you'll have access to your records from any device that has access to internet service. The second step you need to do is create a digital file cabinet. You should have one folder that you call CEUs or professional certificates or whatever file name makes sense for you and your situation and your memory. The organization of your subfolders will be based on what you need to prove and how the proof needs to be shown. For example, will you have to show proof based on the year that you took the courses? Or do you have to show proof based on the delivery of the course, whether it was in person or virtual or a self-study? Or maybe you have to show proof based on the subject. The digital file cabinet that you set up will be based on how you need to show this information. For examples on how to set up this digital file cabinet, what that looks like, once again, see the link that's below in the description section. Step 3. After each course that you take, immediately scan or transfer your certificate to your cloud storage. We have a tendency to want to put things off because there are other more pressing tasks that we need to address, especially if we've just been sitting in a course. So make sure that you immediately pause once you receive that certificate and proceed with this step before it gets pushed to the back burner. Because when that happens, it increases the probability that locating that CEU certificate in the future will turn into a monumental task. So after each course you take, get into the habit of capturing the information highlights and the next actions for you to take, as well as adding next steps or follow-up sessions to your calendar and scanning and downloading or whatever it takes to get access to your certificate of completion or attendance, and take that digital copy and place it into your permanent digital storage. Even if you are not currently required to show proof of your CEU certificates, It doesn't hurt to put these recommendations into practice now, since you never know what opportunities in the future might come your way and what kind of proof you might need to show to take advantage of those opportunities.